Hi, I'm Eileen. Welcome to my channel, Hustle and Sew, where I talk all about entrepreneurship, working from home, and just making money. Today I'm going to share a couple of spreadsheets that I actually made over a year ago, and I have been meaning to share them on YouTube for the longest time. I know some of you only follow me on YouTube, you don't follow me on Instagram, and you don't get my emails, so you might not have heard of these spreadsheets before, and I have just not shared them on YouTube before. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do this. So today I'm going to share them with you. I'm going to go over two spreadsheets. The first one is a free reseller inventory spreadsheet. It is a spreadsheet that you can just come home from sourcing and just enter all of your inventory into, so you have somewhere to keep track of all of that, where you can enter the item, the cost, all that kind of stuff, where it's listed, and where you can find it in your inventory system and all that kind of stuff. So that one is completely free. I do have a paid version of it called the Reseller Dashboard that not only helps you track your inventory, but also helps you track your sales on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and also helps you track your cost of goods. So that one's a little bit more robust, and that one is a paid spreadsheet. I'm going to go over both of them today, so let me just head over to the computer and share my screen with you. All right, so this is the free reseller inventory spreadsheet, and I'm just going to kind of go over it really quickly with you. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to share with you how it works. So there are a couple different sections. So the ID is however you are keeping track of your inventory, whether you're using numbers or letters and numbers or whatever, so that you can go ahead and find your item. So that's the section right here. And then the item you can put right here. So you can either put the title from your listings or a quick description right here. Your cost of goods right here, your inventory right here, so how many you're selling in your actual inventory right here. So if you have multiples of an item, you can put that here. The number of items here, I'll explain the difference between inventory and number of items in a second, because that can be confusing and this might not be applicable to you. So I added it there for people that might be selling lots of multiples or something like that. So the date that you listed it, where you listed it on, the sold date, and the sold price. The way you would fill this out is when you open the link down below, you will see this and you'll actually click copy base, and then it will copy it all over to a new Airtable base for you, and we're going to click that, and that's the new one. If you don't have an Airtable account, it will have you create a new one, and then you can go ahead and you can just delete everything in here, because obviously you're not going to be having the same inventory as me. So when you get an item and you want to enter it in your inventory, you just click enter the item ID. Let's say it's A1. Let's say it's a loft blue sweater, medium. Let's say you paid $3 for it. And then this inventory and item number thing, we're just going to put 1 and 1. Oops. Here, and I'll explain again in a second. The date listed, let's just put today's date. And then here you can add where it's listed on. So the options are eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari. You can add other ones by clicking customize field type. If you list on other places like Etsy, you can add that there, and then that'll pop up as well. So there's an option there. And then the sold date. So once that item sells, you can put in the date that it sells. So let's say it sold same day, and then that way you can kind of compare how long your items are listing for, and then you can put the sold price. So let's say we sold it for $15. And there's that. So it's really just a way to kind of keep track of your inventory. It doesn't have a lot of tabs. The paid reseller dashboard has several tabs where you can keep track of sales and stuff, but this is just more of a free basic spreadsheet for you to just kind of start to keep track. I'm going to go over this with you. So let's say item ID, let's just say the next items are in bin 2, and let's say we have some Ghirardelli, I can't spell Ghirardelli, let's go with Dove chocolate bars. And you paid 50 cents each, but you're selling them in lots. You have 10 of them and you're selling them in lots of 2. So you have 10 total items. So you put the total number of items you have there, and then how many lots you have in inventory here. So if you're doing lots of 2, you can put 5 there. It's just kind of a way, if you have multiple items of the same item, you can kind of keep track a little bit easier here. Or if you're going to do a lot, like let's say A2 is the next one, and it's going to be a kid, boys, size 12 to 18 month winter lot. And let's say you paid $1 for all of these clothes, and you only have 1 lot available, but there's 15 items in the lot. That way you can see just how many items you're selling at a time. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's pretty much it. There are a lot of different things you can do with Airtable. You can play around with it and make it your own. But that's pretty much the gist of the free inventory spreadsheet. So if you want that spreadsheet, you can go ahead and click the link below. I will link to it so that you can get that. It's totally free. Airtable is free up to a certain point, a certain number of records. So after you go over that certain number of records, I think it's a couple thousand, to be honest with you. So most people aren't going to need a paid subscription to Airtable. But if you do hit that limit, you can go ahead and just make a brand new base. This whole spreadsheet thing is called a base. So if you want to just make a brand new one, if you want to avoid paying, you can go ahead and do that. But there's the free spreadsheet. Okay, and here's what I call the Reseller Dashboard. And actually, I updated it for 2020, so this is the perfect time for me making this video. So this one you can see has a bunch of different tabs at the top. So there's the inventory tab that is included in the free spreadsheet, but then there's also an eBay sales tab, a Poshmark sales tab, a Mercari sales tab, a cost of goods sales, or not sales tab, just a cost of goods tab where you can keep track of your cost of goods. It calculates out price per item and all that stuff. A place where you can track your expenses, your paychecks, and then your monthly totals. So I'm going to go over them pretty quickly. If you do purchase this, you will get an in-depth video on exactly how to use it, but I just wanted to show it to you really quickly to see if it's something that will be useful to you. So the inventory tab works pretty much the same as the free version. You just do the item title, the item ID, the title, or the description, cost of goods, inventory, the number of items you have in your inventory, date listed, where you have it listed, and then there are 3 additional sections here because once it sells and you enter it into the eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari sales tab, it will automatically update here. So that is kind of cool. So you can see that, for example, we're saying this item sold on eBay, this item sold on Poshmark. So that's a really cool way to look at it. So I'm going to click copy base, which is what you're going to have to do because this is the template. We'll click copy base and we will click add base. And then we'll click on it so that we can kind of go into it a little bit more. So the next tab is eBay, and here you have all this information. So this is where you're going to enter all the information once it sells. So you put the eBay ID here, and then you go ahead and find the item via this section right here. So let's pretend we're doing a new one. It'll be easier. So we're putting in a random ID here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click here and click this little plus, and it will help you find your item based on the item ID. So see how you have your item IDs here. When it sells on eBay, you can find it that way. You can search A2 and you can click on that, and then it'll input the item title. You will put in the sold price, the shipping price that they paid here, how much you paid for shipping, when it sold, and then it will calculate out the fees, and it will pull in your cost of goods from the inventory sheet, and then it will calculate your net profit and tell you when it was listed. So it kind of fills in some of the information for you, so you have all of that. The Poshmark and Mercari sections kind of do the same thing. And then as you can see here, where is it? A2 is the one that we said sold on eBay. So now it says it's sold on eBay and Poshmark because that was just an example, so we're going to remove that. And then the next tab is cost of goods, where you can input the date, where you purchased the item, how many items you bought, their total spent, and then your price per item, because I know a lot of resellers do it this way. They do an average cost of goods. So this is a way for you to keep track of your cost of goods. And then the next tab is pretty self-explanatory. It's the expenses tab. You can just do the date, the vendor, so whoever you paid, the amount you paid, and then description of what you were buying or paying for. You can put in your paychecks here to keep track of how much you're paying yourself. Please pay yourself. Don't just run a business and don't pay yourself. I know a lot of resellers want to put all their money back into their business, but make sure you're paying yourself. And then your monthly totals. So here you can either put gross sales or you can put profit. So depending on how you want to do it, you will have to manually enter this information. And the cool thing that I want to show you is that, say you have all of your eBay sales here, right? We only have 2 listed on this spreadsheet, and I'm going to delete the ones that we did just now. Okay, we're just going to leave that. So the cool thing about Airtable is that some people have emailed me and asked me where the totals are because you want to see your total sold items. Well, at the bottom here, it gives you the sum, but you can also click here and it will give you all sorts of information. So if you want to see your average sale price, you can click that and it says my average sale price between these two is $15.75. So that's just a really cool feature of Airtable. So I wanted to put that out there so you could do that. Obviously, if you prefer to build this all yourself, you can go ahead and do that. I've shown you all the tabs, but if you want to go ahead and grab the done version where you can just click that copy paste button over, like I showed you right here, you just click copy paste and then start inputting all of your information, you can go ahead and click the link down below. I actually have a coupon code for you so that you can get it at a discount as well. I've sold it to hundreds of people so far and they are really loving it. I think it's a great way to keep track of all your inventory, all of your sales, and everything all in one little spreadsheet. So that is the Reseller Dashboard spreadsheet. All right, so those are the two spreadsheets, whether you want the free one or the paid one. I have links for both of them down below so you can check them out. I created these a while ago to help myself be organized, but I wanted to share them with you because I know not everybody has time or even just honestly wants to take the time to make a spreadsheet. And I have received a lot of really good feedback on these spreadsheets, so I'm excited to share them with you finally. I'm sorry that it's taken me this long to finally post about them on YouTube, but I'm really excited to share them with you. If you have downloaded them before, I'd love to hear your feedback on them. You can go ahead and find the links down below, whether you want the free inventory spreadsheet or the paid reseller dashboard. I think both of them are super useful depending on how many features you need. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I would love to hear in the comments down below which one you think is gonna be most helpful for you. If you like videos like this, all about entrepreneurship and reselling and making money from home, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos from me. And I'll see you next time. Bye.